Ex Machina is the rare movie that gets scarier every single year. Not because anyone touched it, because the world caught up to it. Most stories about artificial intelligence try to spook you with some far-off future stuffed with killer robots and machine uprising. This one skips all of that. It calmly shows you something that feels like it's already halfway to your front door, and then it just lets you sit there and stew. Back in 2014, this film played like a clever little hypothetical. Welcome back to Mildly Overreacting. Today we're talking about Ex Machina. And here's a quick setup, without any spoilers as always. A young coder named Caleb wins a company contest. The prize? A week at the private estate of his reclusive billionaire boss, who lives in the middle of nowhere. Sounds like a sweet little getaway, except the boss, Nathan, has been tinkering with something down in his very locked, very fancy basement. And Caleb's actual assignment is to test whether the AI Nathan built can pass for human. That's the whole film. 3 people, 1 isolated house, and a pile of increasingly uncomfortable chats. Now let's talk about Alicia Vikander. If you remember nothing else from this video, remember this part. She plays Ava, the AI, and what she does here is one of the finest artificial life performances ever put in front of a camera. I'm not exaggerating for the thumbnail, I mean it. Here's why it works so well. Most actors playing a robot pick one of 2 lanes. Lane 1, stiff, jerky, moving like their joints are being held together by warranty expired screws. Lane 2, they overplay the whole learning to be human bit until you're begging for the off switch. Vikander doesn't do either of those. She finds this razor thin middle where she's clearly not one of us. She holds eye contact a beat too long, her curiosity arrives a touch too clean. There's a precision to her that's ever so slightly off, and yet she never tips into cartoon territory. You're convinced there's a real mind ticking behind her eyes. You just have no idea what it's plotting. And she pulls this off mostly with her face. Micro stuff, a flicker, a small tilt of the head, a pause before answering that leaves you wondering whether she's calculating or feeling, or whether for her, those are even different things. There's no big monologue where she spells herself out. She hands you a whole paragraph on inner life with just a single look. And the wild part is how much she does with stillness. There's a long stretch where Ava's just sitting there, barely moving, and Vikander keeps you right on the edge the entire time. Most performances need to do something to hold your attention. She holds it by doing almost nothing and letting you fill in the blanks for yourself. For half the runtime I was studying her like I was trying to catch a magician's sleight of hand, and I never once caught it. I also love the way she moves in this film. Every gesture reads like a decision instead of a reflex. Graceful, measured, chosen. She feels engineered, manufactured, and somehow that's 1,000 times more chilling than the glowing red eyes or robotic voice filter. You never once catch her acting like a machine. She just is one, and you can't stop watching her for it. The story around her is lean, and I mean that as the highest compliment. There's no wasted motion. It's essentially a chamber piece. Few people sealed inside a beautiful glass box, talking, circling, sizing each other up, while the pressure climbs with every single exchange. Nobody fires a gun, nothing explodes, and I still had a death grip on the throw pillow for most of the runtime. Hey, real quick, if you're liking the video and you're into movie content, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. It's free, it takes half a second, and you'll get more of exactly this. Alright, back to the video. I want to be clear with the flavor of tension we're dealing with here. It's not loud, it's the slow, creeping kind, where a perfectly polite conversation feels more dangerous than a shootout, because everyone at the table is obviously running 3 private calculations that you're not allowed to see. Where the movie really earns its keep is how it handles AI questions. It doesn't sit down and lecture. It just drops thorny little ideas on the table and let them stew. What actually counts is consciousness. If a thing can convince you it feels something, does it matter if it really does? Can you trust a mind that's sharper than yours when it tells you what it wants? This film never spoon feeds you those answers, which is exactly why it rattles around in your skull for days afterwards. And watching it now, in a world where people are out here arguing with chatbots about their feelings, those questions stopped feeling like homework and started reading like real news. I also gotta talk about Oscar Isaac as Nathan. This man is cooking. Nathan is this bearded, boozy, disturbingly fit tech genius who strolls around his compound like he owns not just a building, but everyone's future inside it. Every time he walks into a scene, the air pressure shifts. You're never sure if he's about to crack a joke, hand you a drink, or casually end your life over breakfast. Isaac plays him with this loose, coiled unpredictability that makes him magnetic and alarming in the same breath. There's a certain scene of his, nope, not touching it. We're spoiler free here, but the folks who've seen it just nodded at the screen. The rest of you buckle up. Give it up for Alex Garland too, because this was his first time in the director's chair, and he strolled in like he's been doing it for 20 years. He builds dread out of practically nothing. No jump scares, no car chases, just surgical timing, and the atmosphere so thick that you can lose a fork in it. The whole thing unfolds in basically one location with 3 people, and he squeezes more white-knuckle suspense out of an awkward dinner than most blockbusters get from leveling a city. The cinematography deserves its own moment of appreciation. The compound is all cold glass, sharp angles, and rooms that feel less like a home and more like a very pricey aquarium. And it slowly dawns on you that you're not sure who the fish is. It's stunning and suffocating at the same time, and pulling both off at once is no small trick. Every frame feels controlled, boxed in, observed. You feel watched right alongside the characters. Circling back to the 2 people this whole thing orbits, because it's the reason the movie won't leave you alone. Ava and Nathan. Ava grabs a hold of you because you can never fully solve her. Right when you think you figured out what she is, she slips sideways on you. Nathan gets under your skin for the opposite reason. He's the guy who built her, and still doesn't seem to totally grasp what he's made. One of them might be more human than the other, and working out which one is the whole uneasy game this movie's playing. And the ending? Oh man, the ending. I will not breathe one syllable about what goes down, but you need to know it's one of the most satisfying finishes modern sci-fi has handed us. It doesn't cheat you. It doesn't yank some nonsense twist out of thin air. Everything the film's been patiently stacking up pays off in a way that's shocking and completely inevitable all at once. I sat through the credits just staring, quietly recalibrating the whole thing. Is this movie flawless? Not quite. The middle sags a hair. There's a stretch so committed to its slow burn that you might sneak a peek at the runtime. And Caleb, our stand-in for the audience, is easily the thinnest of the 3. He's more of a door we walk through than a person we get to know. But these are nitpicks, and small ones. So there it is. Ex Machina is a 4 out of 5 for me. It's tense, brainy, gorgeous to look at, and unsettling in a way that trails you out of the room and into the parking lot. It's that rare piece of sci-fi that trusts you to keep up, and rewards you for it. And Vikander's work on its own is worth your time watching this film. I'd go to bat saying that nobody's played artificial life better, before or since. Alright, that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching through the whole video, it really does make my day. If you had a good time, go and hit that like button for me. It helps the channel more than you'd think. Subscribe and tap that notification bell so you don't miss the next one. And I want to hear from you down in the comments. Do you think AI can truly ever be conscious? I'll be reading every take. And while you're at it, what movie should I review next? Throw it at me and I might just overreact to it. Catch you in the next one.